beauties, welcome to my channel. Hey, for real, let's dive into this silk press for my client. I call her a straight natural because she only gets like press. She don't get any other styles. We tried it. I promise you it was an absolute no-go. So here we are. She come to me about every 3 weeks. And I can honestly say that I feel like she only comes to me because she really loves my celebrity curls that I be giving her. I don't think nobody else would give those curls to her. Alright, so I guess you can slick call this a tutorial. So as you can see that I am going through her hair. I've already sprayed her hair with like a leave-in multi-benefits type ordeal like product or whatever. Um, Normally I use like a detangler brush. I'm telling you those detangler brushes are like, I'm telling you, get you a detangler brush, okay? But at this point right now, I'm only using the wide tooth. But I'm being extra gentle. As you can see, I am using like a serum, a heat protection serum on her hair, and I'm going to apply that only a pea size to each section of her hair before I use a blow dryer. In this case, I am using a comb attachment. Normally I use a brush, but I feel like sometimes depending on their hair texture, the density of all that, I feel like it could it could be a bit much for their hair. So it, like I said, I only use it per client. It's based per client. In this case, I'm using a comb attachment because I definitely had like other clients. I really wanted to go ahead and get her Silkpress done. Her Silkpress is, like I said, she is a straight natural because her hair is like used to being straightened. It's nothing else that we could do. I mean, it's something else that we can do, but I mean, like in this case right here, this is all she's gonna get, and I love that. I love her. You see her hair. You see the press. This is before the press. Okay, so I'm going to continue to use some verb oil, and I will link below everything that's used in this video. Okay, it's in my Amazon storefront, so yeah, go ahead and check that out. Anywho, like I said, you gotta be extra gentle on the hair. You want to always start at the bottom. You don't ever want to start at the top, or like at their roots when you're detangling. It'll make your situation a lot easier. So yeah, like I said, you want to make sure that it's sprayed and sprayed down. I like to spray my clients with a little bit, but many things like just to make sure that I'm prepping her hair properly, as well as I'm using enough heat protection. Now, granted, you would not. Let me tell you, you will not receive you will not receive heat damage only if you let your iron or your blow dryer sit in one spot for a long time. Okay, you want to keep moving. You don't want it to just be stuck in one spot. So, um, yeah. So I said the difference between the brush and the comb. I'm telling you, if you do the brush today, then your silk brush should last for a little while. But if you use like a comb attachment, like I said, hers actually lasts for like 3 weeks because that's because we prepped her hair and her hair is like prepared for it. Um, but yeah, you see that you see it. That's without the press. That's without the press style. And another thing, the reason why I feel like my silk presses last for a long time is because of everything, the products that I choose to use, as well as the technique. And a silk press won't silk unless you take your time at that bowl. Okay, you gotta take your time. Everything happens at the shampoo bowl. If you don't do what you're supposed to do at the bowl, your silk press is not gonna silk at all. So, you want to make sure that you are using the proper shampoos, mask, or whatever conditioners that you choose to use. And you need to base it off per client because everybody does not have the same scalp or type of hair. You want to always make sure that you're mindful of that. And make sure to like, share, and subscribe. For real, let's go ahead and get back to this silk press. I want to make sure that you all understand the difference between having your silk press last for long and not reverting back. In this case, or any case, you want to make sure that cape is not wet. You can always replace your cape, but if you're in between capes and you don't have enough capes to be, doing that, use a dry towel on top. Um, and definitely have your salon or your suite in a cooler setting, because if it's hot in there and you got the blow dryer running, girl, your client hair is gonna revert back. Okay, I'm just gonna keep it real. Your client hair is gonna revert back. Or sis, if you're at home doing your silk press is gonna revert back. Anytime your scalp is producing heat or anything like that, it's definitely gonna revert back. So let's get back to the silk press, okay, y'all. You see, I'm using those small irons just so I can get those little get hard to get to pieces of hair. So as you can see, I'm doing extra small sections. I do not care how thick, how thin my client's hair is. I am definitely gonna always use small sections. Okay, I feel like this helps the silk press last a whole lot longer. And I love these irons, y'all. I'm not gonna let y'all get away without finding out what kind of irons I'm using. Look at that shine on sis hair. But like I said, it really starts at that shampoo bowl. It starts at that shampoo bowl. And we don't play about the shampoo bowl. I don't care. I would spend 40 minutes at a shampoo bowl if I have to. If that hair is immediate, like truly dirty, or a lot of buildup is there, you'll be able to feel it. Because if you don't feel your hair talking back to you while you shampooing your hair, girl, get back in that bowl. I'd rather spend that time in that bowl than coming over and her hair still don't look right. So let's go back to that bowl and make sure let's get this silk press and it's gonna last for a good little while. Okay, 'cause that's my goal. I always want to make sure my clients get a big bang for their buck, you know? So, yeah, like I said, we are over here pressing her hair. And, alright, y'all, so for real, like I said, you don't want to do those extra big parts or whatever. I see a lot of people who actually do like they want to press and do the curls. But sister right here, I'm not about to press your hair and curl your hair at the same time. You know why? Because I want to make sure that you get the proper press. I want to pay attention to that, as well as I want to see your hair all together. I want to make sure those ends are intact. We're not gonna be pressing your hair and then your ends not looking the way they need to be looking. Because girl, if I let you walk out that door and your ends not right, and if your ends are not right, then guess what? That silk press is not going to last. So I'm just telling you right here, it's not gonna last. And most of you who do your hair at home, trust me, that's the reason. If you're going for a long time without getting a silk press trim, I guarantee you your silk press is not gonna last. Okay. Prior to her coming to see me, she did have like a relaxer, and we've been slowly trimming it off. However, she had to cheat on me. It wasn't her fault, I promise you. I was not able to get to her, and yeah, so it looks like in this video you may see that whoever she went to actually gave her a little bit damage. I was really a little bit heated about it. I really didn't want to have anybody else doing her hair, because I know that I'll care properly for my clients and I do the most for the protection for their hair. But as you can see right here, I did use like a small iron. You'll see it throughout the video. I did use a small iron because I wanted to get those little extra pieces of hair that are resistant or just super small for this larger iron that I have. I will link them below. I will drop below in the description box the type of iron here that is being used. I actually like this iron, but you also want to know what temperature setting to put your iron on, because if you use it 450 or the highest number for everybody's hair, then that's not correct. You definitely want to make sure that you are using the proper temperature setting based on their hair texture and density as well. So right now, as you can see, I actually do extra small subsections for all of my clients. I don't care how thick their hair is. I don't care how thin their hair is. They are going to get super small sections or subsections pressed, because I feel like this helps their hair last a lot longer. I like for my clients to get their bang for their buck, whatever they say. But yeah, as you can see, the pressing part is actually the quickest part for the service or putting the curls in. It's either one. And as you can see, like I said, I am doing like super small sections here. In reality, you want to always make sure that your posture and the way that you hold your hands are very important. And always protect the client's ear. I've learned a technique to where you wouldn't have to get your client to hold their ear. But I've definitely learned a technique, and I could show you on another video if you want me to show you. Just drop below that you want me to show you the technique that I've come up with. That helps me a lot more to protect their ear from getting burned or even touched, and so that way you can get closer to their scalp. I like to always get closer to their scalp because that's where their scalp produces the most heat. And we don't want this silk press to revert back. Do you see the amount of work that we have to do that we put into this? Yeah. So, like I said, if you notice that sis does need to get a trim, I always recommend a trim for my clients, especially when you get a silk press, because silk presses last a lot longer when you trim those ends. You don't want to be living with those dead ends, okay? Let those dead ends go, girl. Anywho, if you don't have anybody that you can trust, always you can book with me and or whatever, and I can definitely get you onto the right path. Also, if you have made it this far, please do not hesitate to like this video, share, and subscribe to my channel. I really do appreciate that support, and it also will allow me to put more informational tutorials and educational videos out there. So I really do appreciate the love and support. Okay, so we are like halfway done with this here, and as you can see, the sister is silken. So according to me, I wanted to make sure that her hair didn't get like, revert back or anything, just in case of her sweater was excuse me y'all, if her shirt or sweater or cape was kind of like damp or whatever. So I always try to pin it up. Let me tell you one more thing before we go. I want to let you know that once you press this hair the first time, when you go back through, I do know that it's plenty of people that may just go ahead and press and curl, but I like to go ahead and press all their hair first, and that way I can go ahead and trim their hair. Because if you're pressing and curling, how you going to trim the hair and their ends? So you want to make sure that you are trimming their ends during the silk press. When you press their hair, not only that you need to do a trim after you press it the first time, but the second time, what you want to make sure is that your temperature setting for your iron is not at the same amount of temperature, if you get what I'm saying, because you don't want it to use the same the heat setting what you from when you started. You don't want to start there. What you want to do, if you're using 400, you want to go drop it down. You want to drop the temperature setting down to like maybe 380 or so, and all you're doing is adding curls to the hair. Because if you continue to use the same temperature setting, if you're at 410 or 400, whatever you are, you're going to continue to use the same heat setting to add the curls. So you don't want to do that, okay? This is where we could minimize the heat damage, okay? Now, given we are doing everything that we are doing, from the shampoo bowl to the prepping before we blow dry, or whatever, and after. So I really do appreciate you guys for watching this far. Like I said, please like, share, and subscribe, and also comment down below if you like this video, and comment where you are viewing this video from. I would love to see where my viewers are from. I really do appreciate that. Also, I will be linking down below some good products, recommended products by educated licensed cosmetologists, and don't forget the locked, because I do have locks at this moment. And yes, I did say at this moment because there's no telling what kind of style I would come up with eventually. So go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I really do look forward to having you guys a part of my community. Thank you so much. Make sure that oh yeah, also I added in here like a snippet of the end results. Stay tuned.